July, those of you watching this video now and seeing this picture in picture would know that it is not a normal live video, and it signifies that something special is going to go on tonight in the show. The special thing that's going to go on tonight in the show is that I'm going to be joined by a guest who is going to assist me in asking some of these unanswered questions. I want you to share this video as much as possible, because this is information that is being deliberately deflected in the public space. Now, the government is having a commission of inquiry into what took place at Paria. They're welcome to do that. But that should not preclude the responsibility of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the responsibility of the Director of Public Prosecutions. When somebody dies, a death certificate has to be filled out. One of the entries in a death certificate is cause of death. If it's natural causes, then we move on to a funeral. But if it's not, then there needs to be investigations into how this person died so as to make sure no foul play was allowed. In the situation in Paria, there was foul play. And my guest tonight is the only person alive who could tell you the truth of what took place there. He should have been interviewed by the police in an active investigation, who should have arrested and charged the people responsible for the deaths of the people who were left in that pipe. I spent that entire weekend down in Paria with the families. I have a lot of hours of video footage that is the foundation of all of the information anybody has outside of those who were present. My video footage, there's no other media. My video footage is the information everybody, every other politician, every other talking head, every other person in Trinidad and Tobago that knows about it because of those videos. And I'm happy to give testimony to the Commission of Inquiry and to make my videos available as evidence. But what I do not understand is the silence of the Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Prosecutions. Now, I don't know if they're waiting for somebody to write them a letter asking them to investigate the suspicious circumstances surrounding the deaths of these people. I'd like to bring onto the show now the only survivor of the 5 people that ended up in that pipe, Christopher Boudra. Good evening, Chris. You hearing me?
Good evening, Philip. Yeah, I mean, you loud and clear.
Chris, feel free.
Before you go forward, the Marbella police station did interview me, a brief interview though, and told me that they are starting an investigation.
When did that happen?
That was like about maybe about a month or 2 ago.
A month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
So we should be able to get an update, you think, on that investigation?
Supposed to, I believe so.
Did they tell you what they were investigating?
The information that they told me is that they were an accident and they were deaths, and because of their deaths, they needed to launch an investigation. Now, between me and you, only because of the situation reached a nationwide, you know, and even further the nationwide, worldwide matter. That is why I believe they're getting into it. But the usual thing what has happened in Point of Pay from what happened the last time, everything was just sweep underneath the rug.
Everybody told me that. Everybody who was present there said to me that it is unheard of for the amount of people that had tuned in because of the videos we were doing to follow what was taking place. They said fires, explosions, people lost limbs down there, and it never made the news.
Correct.
That they're very good they're very good at covering their stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Boudram, I want to ask you a straight question to start this conversation. You and I have spoken before once in person, but I want to ask you to tell the people who are going to watch this video. Because I read testimony of yours that said you and Kerban were making your way out of the pipe when you were rescued, and that you told the rescuers that Kerban is right behind you. Is that true?
Correct. So after we realized that I couldn't continue dragging the guys through because we reached the end of an air pocket, and we didn't have sufficient air tanks to carry everyone and move fast enough. All right, I told the guys that I would go forward and I'll come back or send help, and I said, Faiz, you need to come with me too. We need to help each other out and we need to go forward, and then we'll come back and get help for these guys or come back ourselves. Because we didn't know what the situation outside. We didn't even we didn't know if the whole boat had blown up, if there were fire outside. We didn't know. We wasn't even sure if we were swimming in the correct direction. That was so mind blowing while I was in that situation to make the decision if to move from this point, if it's the best decision to make, to move from this point or to go forward thinking that it may be the wrong direction, and hoping that they are already at a rescue team if everything was good outside, and they would meet me in the pipeline. So the decision, just making a decision of moving from where we was a big decision, because we wasn't even sure if we'd be going further from a rescue and closer into death.
So you was taking a chance?
Boy, a big chance. I mean, it paid off for me, but it didn't pay off for the rest of the guys. And when, after talking to Kazim Jr. and Yusuf Henry, I prayed with them and I let them know, I comfort them and I let them know, yo, I have to go and come back. They were pleading with me not to leave them. And I let them know, brother, I telling you, I promising you, I will be back. I will come back. I will come back. And I left them.
So when you left them, besides Kerban, everybody else was alive?
Correct. Blacks was unconscious, but he was alive.
He was breathing? You know he was alive for sure?
The individual that gave me that information was Yusuf. Because remember, we in a pipeline.
You're in a line,
sorry?
I know.
Yeah, he was closest to Black. Yeah, correct. We was in a line, right? While going down the road, right? Hold on, Thank you. Yeah, while coming out the pipeline now, I make sure and tell all them fellas are coming back for them. I make sure and tell them we coming back for them. And while coming out the pipeline, me and Faizi went forward. We end up in the next air pocket. Faizi called out to me and asked me to wait for him, and I said, Faiz, I can't wait for you. I've been down here too long. We've been down here too long. We can't afford to stop and hold on. We need to go forward, you know, and at not too far from the elbow of the riser, could be 40 to 60 feet. I'm not 100% sure on the distance, you know. We went through our next place where water was trapped. And not too far from there, I found the elbow and came up. As I came up, there was a chain hanging inside the pipe from the chain block. I held on to that and started to bawl and scream and pound because all I tried to climb out, I couldn't climb out. All I tried to climb out, I didn't have the strength because my arm and my leg was damaged bad. You know, and while bawling and screaming, somebody on top heard me. And Ronald Ramuta was the first diver that entered the chamber. But when I see, I wasn't even sure if I was living or dead. I wasn't sure if I was in a spiritual realm or if I in the physical realm. I was so, right? I ain't sure if he was a demon or what. Because he come full hoodie down, that is like a mask, you know? I was so, right? And when I see my axe, boy, who is that? And he answer me and I mean, no, boy, Rolly, run on. I said, boy, run all over. He said, Ramuta, boy. I said, boy, brother, get him out of here now, boy. He couldn't take him out because it's drenched down in oil. You understand? And it had a 4 feet difference from the top of the flange for me to climb out. And while trying to, he tried twice and he couldn't make. He went back and he called Corey. Corey came and he and Corey both with my strength helped pull and lift me out, pull him out of there. Inside that pipe was a pure nightmare, boy. Up till last night I had bad dreams about that pipe.
How much time you feel passed between when you left Kirban and when you reach up to the top?
When I leave Faisal and reach up to the top was like about that kinda iffy. Could be like about 20 minutes something. The time frame kinda difficult
No,
to
I'm
judge.
asking you this. Did you know what time it was when you came out of the pipe? It was still
It was
daylight?
around it was around dusk. Close to sunset. It was like around 5:30, 6 something around that period that time.
And what time you suspect you all was sucked into the pipe?
We went back into the water around 1 o'clock. And we was doing work. I guess maybe
So sometime,
around 2:30 around there. I just I guess I mean can it?
but you would say that you know for certain everybody you left behind was alive.
Yes, Philip. I guarantee sure. No.
And
It really
especially Fies. Because Fies
yeah,
was the closest person to you. So you knew for certain he was alive. You all were talking.
yeah. We were talking. I was talking.
What was his
If
physical
if a
condition?
damage
Was he
if a damage diver, right? my left hand had severe muscle damage. I couldn't move it. My right foot, my left foot, severe muscle damage. I had 4 or 5 skull fractures at that time, right? Nosebleed, because they say when I come out, my blood was coming out my nose, right? And I was able to come out that pipe. Why it is a diver who know what he going to do, who train and equip, going down with proper equipment. Now, mind you, I didn't have no mask, no proper regulator, no nothing, because my whole mouth was oil. I was just pushing the whole reg in my mouth. You understand? The front of the reg blown out. You understand? So if you have a diver who prepared to go into that, that is a no-brainer. It's a
Could I get
no-brainer.
everybody?
I went
Could I
in
get
one of them pipe already to put on a gasket for petrol on a job on same bird 6. I believe it might be the same line. Nah, wasn't the same line, it was the next line. Right? I went in one of that pipe already to put on that gasket with petrol approval. So why Paria wasn't allowing divers to go in there to rescue people?
and
All over the world, Philip, they'll be saving dogs, animals, cats,
I
all kind of thing.
brother,
Why not
that's the
in
question I ask
Trinidad?
you. That's the question I ask it, Chris. Somebody made a decision to abandon those fellas. That is the question that this whole talk about commission of inquiry and thing gave us too much space. It make us forget that there were 4 human beings trapped in a pipe that needed rescuing. And instead of mounting a rescue, the management of Paria, maybe even the board, decided that they were not worth rescuing. I want to ask you a question. In the conversations you had with Fives when you were down below, you have any idea of the level of his injuries, if he had any?
I asked Faizi, I said, Faizi, are you injured? He told me, no, he is not. Faizi told me he was the only one who wasn't injured. From where he told me. You understand? He told me, Chris, I good. I said, okay, let's go. But you have to remember, you're in shock. Your body not functioning, not supposed to be functioning underneath there because of the time we down there. So if your body was in pain to a certain level, you may not even know it, you may not even feel it. You know? Because with the pain I was feeling, and when I came out, I told them my hand and foot were broken. You know? This time it wasn't broken, it was just severe muscle damage.
When you came out, where did you go?
When I came out, they take me out and they put me on the Adventurer X, take me out of the water, and from there they transfer me to one of Petrotrin launch. And then they take me to landing stage where we had to wait for ambulance at least maybe 5 to 10 minutes before ambulance could reach there. Imagine an accident like that happen, right? An hour or 2 hours after, I don't have a time frame level right now for after the accident happened, and the diver still have to
Still,
wait 10 minutes for ambulance. Philip, when the ambulance come, the people did do what they had to do. You understand? And then between that space of time, nobody debriefed me. I the only man come out of there. And then is when while we was going to the hospital because I was conscious, you could have be debriefing me. Nobody asked any questions. Chris, how far them fellas is? How much of them alive?
so,
What
so,
you think we could do?
but I am assuming because you talked to your 2 rescuers, I am assuming that you were assuming that while you on your way to the hospital, everybody else being rescued.
Yeah. Well, but remember, I told Ronald Ramuta, say Ronald, Faizi not too far from here. Do not leave here. He might come up any minute now. Right? I say, and if you don't see him come up, all you organize and go for him. Right? When I came out, I saw his son, Nicholas Kurban, and Michael Kurban. I told both of them, all your father down there, go and get him now. Go and get him now. You understand? He not far, he right there.
And then they took you away. But you are
Yeah.
assuming in your mind, all of these people know.
I even asked. I say, yo, all the don't carry me anyway. Just give me something. Let me clean up my face where I could see, where I could smell, because your eye, your nose, everything burning. I say, I'll bring some simple green for me. That's a chemical we just used to clean the oil off. And let me go and get them back myself. And they say, no, Chris, you in shock. You need medical attention now. Don't worry, we go handle it. Not knowing that Trinidad Coast Guard will come and stop the operation on that gunpoint by orders of Paria, so I heard. Now, the hardest thing for me to deal with is while I was in the hospital looking out for them men. I was looking out for them men. Every day passed while in the hospital, I ain't seen none of them reaching. Then all of a sudden they just change it. They change it from rescue to recovery. And they didn't even treat the men and them bodies with a level of dignity. They just put a picture the line and push them fellas out. Blacks hand get caught up in it.
But between you and me, Chris, and all the misinformation they want to put out there about who is the contractor and who's the subcontractor and all that nonsense. It was a Paria job site. Who had the final say? It was Paria. And
Of
Paria
course,
had a response.
Paria had the final say. Paria supposed to make sure the contractor have all the necessary things to do the job. One, they're supposed to make sure they're qualified to do the job. They're supposed to make sure a proper rescue plan was in place. The asset owner is supposed to be in charge to make sure that a proper rescue plan in place.
When you heard that they never went for those guys, what did you think?
To tell you the truth, for the period, and you could interview any doctor or any nurse in ICU while I was there, they would tell you for that period of time, I was breaking down right through. My wife, my brother, both of them took away the phone from me. So I was only hearing if a nurse whisper something, and if somebody say something, and then when I do hear is on the, I want to believe it's on the fifth day. It's on the fifth day they did the recovery, and somewhere around the fifth day, I heard one of the nurses say that they get them out. And I broke down in tears again. And then when my wife came in, she said, yeah, she hears something like that. I said, well, give me back my phone now. I need my phone now. And when I went up now, nothing wasn't coming across. I had my phone on social media, and I just looking for little clippings with you and everybody else. And then I saw that they get out 3, but 1 still in. They didn't know which one it was inside. I feel like I feel like
But the management of Paria,
really,
Chris, had a responsibility to the people. The management of Paria had the final responsibility for those men.
Yes, I would say so. Paria and LMCS, and we can't really leave LMCS out of this. But from what the information that I heard is that LMCS was there and ready to do what they wanted to do, and they was stopped. There was halted in the actions
But I'm
by
telling you,
force.
I was there with all of the people, and Kerban Sons was with me right through. And the younger one wanted to break the law and try and go in underwater below the Coast Guard boat, all kind of thing. They just wanted to try and find a way to go in and do that rescue, you know. Because every single hour of every single day, we were trying. I mean, we brought people there. We tried. I have video where we call into the boardroom. We call everybody. We call everybody. And I can't, to this day, and I guess it was a proper commission of inquiry, because this is a country that's do commission of inquiries and then don't share them with the public. That's a thing too. So this whole commission of inquiry could happen and then they could seal it. And the public never know. And I say to you tonight, the commissioner of police should be investigating the management of Paria for murder.
I agree. I totally agree with that. I can't understand though, because these were baffling me so much. These people know we put on a personal level. Piper know me, Kurban, Rishi on a personal level from way back in the days of Petrotrin. So a situation like this happen up to all these subordinates know us on a personal level, how they could operate and think so. How up to today they can't just send a hamper for the men, them wives and children. Not even a bloody hamper to keep the cupboards filled. Nobody asking you to take responsibility. If you're ball, you can't take responsibility. If you're by a hamper or you do anything, you'll be taking responsibility for the actions. That's bullshit. You're just doing something as human rights, and you're just helping them out. These people was there for you. You know how much contribution we made, LMCS made to that oil refinery? Just the other day when it had that big accident and they had it on a hush-hush, the reason why we didn't bring it to the media is because we was thinking, we believe we was thinking of our country greater good. We thought so. Because and their agency management and thing telling us, don't worry, we're doing investigation. But how investigations going on? But it come just like this: inquiry going on, but nobody contact me for interview, right? Investigation going on that file. Nobody contacted us and get a statement from us. How our investigation could be going on if the witnesses wasn't interviewed? You understand? And when after now we meet some of the heads on the agency level and thing, and we asking them, yo, what going on? This was a day before this happened, and I was asking one of the agency managers, yo, what happened? What went on with this fire thing? How come nobody investigate we? Chris, well, we don't figure out the problem. That was a little small static electrical problem. We fix it, we solve it. You know, that is past news now. I said, but how that could be past news? How that could be past news? Me and my colleagues still having problems. All they tell we official report and tell us what caused the accident. You understand? And what they do to prevent it. So next 3-4 months down the road, listen, we need to do a next drain in our line or some other thing like that. How we gonna do that? And when we was telling them, listen, we don't want to do this, they force us, they more or less force us. They put, like if they put we jobs on the line, you know, listen, them is the professionals. We had to do what them say. So what we doing, it ain't nothing professional about it. You understand? They telling me the electricians have to stay on shore and check it. I say, boy, we don't want the electricians on shore. Let them come in front. We will be getting shocked to come and test the line. know them know what they're doing. Either all they're doing it or we gotta get somebody else to do it. You know what you're doing? You're threatening we job. You're threatening we livelihood there. They put we in a corner. We always take pride in we job and always know it when we go on our job, is to execute the job safely and
But I wanna
efficiently.
but I wanna say to you, Chris, it's because they get away time and time again with shoddy work and cover-ups, which is why it escalates to the point where they could have an unplanned project, no safety measures in place. You ain't know who responsible for what, and next thing you know, all this gets sucked into a pipe, and they have no remedy in place for that. Nobody know who responsible to get you all out.
Philip, I was doing my own research yesterday. Yesterday I started researching the OSHA law at a different level. And in the OSHA Act, if it have an accident where death is responsible, the site's supposed to be contained, right?
I said so.
Secured and contained. This,
I said so.
this, huh?
No, I had said so
This,
while it was going on that they had boats coming and going. I said, that's madness. This is a accident scene. You can't contaminate this scene.
exactly, and it is like nothing happened. Like them don't care about my brothers who die on that in that pipe. They don't care about that. All they're looking for is the dollar. That is all they care about. The digits. That's all they care about. They flush them out. They put a pig and push them out that line because all they care about is the digits. They didn't care about dissecting the line and taking time with people's bodies. For the families to have some type of a peace of mind.
Respectful closure, yeah.
Yeah?
Agreed.
How they push them out like if there was gunk in a sink line, like they use gunk and flush them out. You know, they didn't care though because you know why they want to get it. They want to get the platform up and running again for production. That's all they care about,
Because
the money, the dollar.
I want to tell you something. I didn't know that they didn't even send a hamper for these families. I don't know what their financial situation is. I have been respecting everybody's space. When people call me, I hear, but I'm not intruding. But these people are like family to you. So I want you to do me a favor, please. I want you to find out what everybody's condition is. And if I could help with some hampers and stuff, let me know, please.
Mr. Philip, to tell you the truth, I believe you shouldn't ask somebody if they want something because every person have a level of pride in them. You know,
But I just don't know
if
I
you
don't know
come
the
and ask,
situation.
if you
You have
come
to
and ask
remember.
me,
You have to remember after the weekend with the event,
yeah,
other people stepped in. And when other people
yeah,
stepped in, I just stepped back. But when we shut down there that Sunday night, all of the food and all of the water and all the chairs and the toilets and everything that was there, the lighting, and is our people brought that. Parry didn't bring anything. Petrotrin bring 4 chairs and a not Petrotrin, OWTU bring 4 chairs and a wobbly table. It's our people that came and brought lights
so
and toilets and
something like that
tables.
happen. You have a big admin building. You can clear out the lobby or have the families in the lobby of the admin building.
They left them in a bus shed.
So you see, from on point, they don't care about nobody. They don't care about none of us.
Nobody. And I want to tell you 2 things. Now that you and I have had this conversation tonight, I am going to talk to some senior attorneys and we're going to bring a civil matter before the courts because these people have to answer and we cannot let this go away. And we can't let this get tied up in a commission of inquiry. I know of at least 5 commissions of inquiry that done in this country that is sealed. Public never hear about it. So it's a waste of time and a
Yeah.
waste of money. So I'm telling you that's one thing. 2, again, the only reason for me asking you is I don't know what people's situation is. And I don't want to be disrespectful. So, but I will, if you don't feel like you could assist with that, I gotta reach out however I could to try and see what I can
I
organize.
I think I would reach out to them, but I think the best thing to do is to give than to ask somebody because if you come and ask me, Chris, Hey, you want something? I would say, boy, no.
Bro, I say it again.
Be-
Everybody was
Because if it,
tripping over themselves. Everybody was tripping over themselves to jump in the conversation. So I say those people would have put their
yeah,
hand where their mouth was, but it looked like that wasn't the case. So I, anyway, you and I will stick a pin in that. We're gonna talk about that off here. We're gonna figure out how to go about this, right? Everybody who
yeah,
watching this show now, go and message me and ask me, Philip, I want to help. I want to make some stuff available for the families. So Satish gonna reach out to you, and between all of us, we'll make something happen here. Cool,
all right, cool,
brother.
cool.
I wanna thank you for taking the time to do this on short notice, and I know. I mean, I wanted to ask you, they ever organize any kind of trauma counseling for you? Anything at all?
After I started my own trauma counseling, right? Through my attorney, set it up and make sure everything um that I had, because after coming out of the hospital offered trauma counseling, right? I went and get my own counseling, right? And after that I get my own counseling, they contacted my brother, not me. Up to now, they never contacted me directly. No, I lie. They contacted my brother first. My brother told them, he don't know, he'll find out, right? And he give them my number also. They called me. After they called me, I told them I already have counselors already that I already trust and have already intercessions already, right? I don't want too much people playing with my mind and my feelings. I already talking to people that I trust and thing already. If you all would like to pay for it for me, I have no problem. They told me they're not going to do that, right? They will have them have their own um counselors and everything else that I had to come to them, right? While I was in the hospital, I was supposed to get transferred to go in a hyperbaric chamber, right? Because the time I had spent there was underneath of that depth was too long. You know what I'm telling you, Philip? They were supposed to bring and carry me to hyperbaric chamber. My wife was in talks with Dr. Combs. He is the diet specialist in Trinidad and Tobago, right? The ambulance supposed to reach for me 8 o'clock in the night. They put it off to the next morning for 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock reach, they didn't reach. 9 o'clock reach, they didn't reach. 10 o'clock reach, they didn't reach. Right? 11:30 they was there. And when they came there, right? They said there wasn't because the hospital also thought I had COVID. I didn't have any COVID, right? So they had me in an isolation room with COVID patients too. And and they told my wife and the doctor there that they didn't know that they're coming for COVID patients. They're not prepared for it. The doctor in San Fernando Hospital offered Paria ambulance COVID PPE to pick me up and carry me to the decompression chamber. Right? They refused. They said they didn't come here for that. They're going through all of that. My wife got a phone call, right? No, my wife contacted Dr. Combs. Dr. Combs checked back the time period and everything like that and called back the doctor and told the doctor that the time frame that he was there, if something had to happen, it would have already happened. So he's in the clear. So if I had to get decompression sickness and die, I would have been dead. I would have died.
It looked like, I mean, this sounding like a bad movie. It looking like they put you at risk to getting the compression sickness they want. Chris, it looking like people didn't want you to survive.
Exactly. So why I would go and take their counseling? The same way how they was unconsiderate to leak that information with the pipe, that video with the pipe. They leak that to the media, right? When I see that video, I feel like I was going back in the pipe all over again. And then the video was full of bullshit too. The video said that it had a tank lodged in the tank in the pipe, right? How a tank could be lodged in there if I pass right there? Lodge means
But
stick.
but you see, This was a narrative that was supposed to be why they couldn't save them, and then you wasn't supposed to survive. This whole thing, you are the spanner in the works, you know, brother. You are the spanner in the works. The fact that you survived and could tell this story, and you not only survived their incompetence, their mismanagement, you survived the lack of decompression, you survived COVID. They put you in a COVID room. I'm surprised they didn't put you in a wheelchair and push you off the side of a building accidentally.
I was so fearful for my life and all too. I was so
But it's
fearful for my
God.
life after the
Your
incident.
God had a plan for you, boy. Your God protect you and saw you through all of this. And and your words exist now. So your life's safe because your words exist and people could know your story. What I need to find out from law enforcement in this country is why they're not doing their responsibility where this matter is concerned. And I want to find out if this is something that we could address. Again, I want to thank you, brother, and I want to give you the opportunity to say anything else you want to say in closing, whatever. If you want to talk some more, it's entirely up to you.
I I I wanna ask the country to stop taking this, stop allowing governments. I'm not even talking about parties, I'm talking about governments in our country to manipulate us. Right through, we are being manipulated. This situation happened in Paris and nobody, a very few people standing up against it. You understand? And this is not the only thing. Prices are, imagine the divers, them don't have to deal with the diver's wife, don't have to deal with the don't have a breadwinner anymore, right? Now they have to deal with higher rise in food prices and nobody not helping them. Paria not helping them. You understand? And we as a people and a nation, we just allowing everything to just happen because we studying race, we studying Indian is UNC, PNM is African, and that's all we studying to fight each other like crab in a barrel. We need to unite now and stop this shit. Stop it. We need to stop it. We need to start coming out strong and protesting. And we could do this legally. We don't need to do it violently, you know. But
No,
remember, we have a voice, and if we don't use the voice, it don't make sense. There would
indeed.
always advantage. We always have to take what I get. We always have to take
Because
what they giving me.
you went in that pipe and diver, brother, but you came out a politician. They all the stress, they stress you. They make you into a freedom fighter and a politician. I'm proud to hear you speak, partner. I'm proud to hear you speak.
But with all of that talk, I telling you, I still can't sleep properly. I still have to take sleeping tablets at night.
You
My
got
wife
you got
still has to be.
you got
My wife
full
still has to be.
counseling.
My wife still has to be waking me up and say, babe, what happened? What happened? I fighting on the bed like fire in the pipe. Yeah, again counseling, yes. But what happened there, Philip? It mind blowing, you know. When I was inside there, you can't see, you can't hear, you, you could hear. That's the only sense you had. Hearing and touch. Sense of touch. Your eyes burning, the place pitch black, but you're still trying to open your eyes to see if you could see something. 3 times I nearly drowned in that pipe, you know. 3 times, you know. And through the grace of God, I find my way out of there, you know. And thank God he put them 2 divers to finish, take me out on the last lap, you know, because Barrier had no contingency. These men had to defy orders. These were they tell me. They had to defy orders to come to pull me out. If while Ramuta was jumping in the water, so the Coast Guard shoot him. I don't know if the Coast Guard was was on the scene yet or what, but
They wasn't there yet. They
they
wasn't there
wasn't there yet.
yet. Up to 1 o'clock the next day.
So if the Coast Guard had come earlier, I would have been dead. Because
Yep.
I'd be bawling, screaming my life out right there. Nobody would have come to rescue me, and I would have just get weak and black out right there and die.
From what I understand, the picture we have of the board inside Barrier, when you came out, they had already ruled it as a recovery. They had already written you all off. So nobody was expecting you to come out. They wasn't thinking they had to put things in place to block survivors. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something
But
at
so
play
what?
here.
So why didn't even send down a little air? Who was down inside there? Boy?
All those
Why?
questions, Chris. You asking questions of lay people like myself when the professionals like Piper and them know how to do the job. I mean, people showed up that first morning, professionals, international and local professionals. People were making themselves available. And there was a disconnect. Paria's management and board might as well have been on Mars. They wasn't communicating with us. It is the amount of videos and stuff that we did that forced them to come out and do a press conference. And the moment they do that press conference, when they was finished, I did a press conference with Michael Kerban and destroyed their whole press conference. And that is when the whole country, because that was Carnival Sunday, that's when the whole country turned their back on Carnival and jumped on board this thing.
And our prime minister, all I heard from our prime minister was let the chips fall with me, something like that. Like all I hear, he didn't even address and show sympathy for us. That was heart wrenching also. It
Yeah,
felt
but
like
you don't have to worry about that.
we put them in power. Yes, Petrochin is a state-owned organization and they have to look after them, but they're supposed to look after we too. It's our votes that us come and beg for. You understand? And I felt like the whole government, everything just turned their back on us. Because everything they're doing is based on the dollar. It's just for only gain. It's only gain. What Parry I do to take out my friends out of that pipe there? It's to ensure that the asset wasn't damaged, but they didn't care about my friend's body. To ensure that when they push that pig through that line, right, they take out everything, all foreign objects from it, and they don't damage the line. To cost them money. You understand? It was everything the digits was checking behind. And then on top of
Mustafa,
that, the boat up and running like normal.
brother,
Since this incident happened, I can't even think about going to the sea. I can't even think about going back to dive. Much less take a bathe in the sea. I can't even think about doing that.
no, but you're strong, eh? And you're coming across strong, and we're hearing the strength in your voice, and I thank God for that. I thank God that He saw you through it back to full 100. I mean, mentally you're anguished, and I'm hearing that anguish, but you still have the strength of a fighter. And I want to tell you, we're not letting this go. And I want to tell you that we are here with you right through, and we will also be taking some action next week, this week and next week, to solve some of the issues that you raised. Yeah?
Philip, yeah, Philip, if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, I telling you, I would not be here today. It's only God. It's only God for everything in place for me to be out today. because nothing happened for me to be alive was normal.
Nope. You win 100 lottos there. Stay strong, brother. We will keep in touch. You and I will be talking later on this week, okay?
Thank you.
Stay strong. That was Christopher Boudram. He is the survivor. We have his evidence and all of the hours of video that we did on site, all of the interviews we did on site. There is a timeline that could be easily established because of that. And I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago tonight, we just got some news that we didn't have. We just got some news that we didn't have before, that they're not even taking care of these people. And anybody who's hearing my voice tonight who would like to assist with hamper support, anything that can go into hampers that could be delivered to the families, please reach out to Felicia at 769-4590. She's the one in this organization that takes care of those things. There's 5 families, and we should really step up and assist them. So we would make ourselves available. Please reach out to Felicia Hola at 769-4590 and see how you would like to get involved. We are going to be talking through our attorneys to find out if, alongside and parallel to their commission of inquiry, if we could force a police investigation into what took place where these lives were lost. This is unacceptable. And the insanity of the experience, they should make a movie of what we went through, what those guys went through. Christopher Boudram is describing being trapped in a tube in pitch black underwater with all of the toxins and gases associated with the oil industry, you and 4 others, and having to make your way out severely injured. Yeah, he won many lottos to get himself out of that pipe, and everybody else should be alive today. And I don't know why. That's the thing I want to know. Why turn your back on them? Why did you leave them behind? Piper and the rest of the management, none of the board needed to come out and get their hands dirty. There were people there, professionals, who were willing to get the job done. Why did you stop them? Why did you block them? That's what I want. I want the answer to that question. That is the unanswered question to me. Why didn't you try? And why did you stop those who wanted to try? And we're not going to let this go. From the time we got the call, we took on this issue and made it a national issue to the point it drowned out Carnival. And we are not going to let it go. We are not going to let them play games with it. These people need justice. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to insist on all of these situations. And I don't care about any other political party, and I don't care about any other person in public life and what they do. But the issues that we champion, we want a resolution to all. And we're not going to stop till we get justice for these divers. I want you to assist us in that regard, and to stand with us and add your voices. And I said I was not going to let it go away. We let it go away for a little while we thought that those in authority was going to do something sensible. They're doing nonsense. So I'm going to listen to what they're talking about on Thursday. But there has to be justice for these people. And murder, there's no statute of limitation. So even if it takes till we get into office, I promise you, there's no way in the world these people can hide who were responsible for the deaths of those people left trapped to die in hell. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I want to remind you of a couple of things as I'm here. This Saturday, we will be in San Fernando. This Saturday at 5 p.m., we will be in San Fernando at number 3 Cinnamon Street, San Fernando. The meeting starts at 5 p.m. But we'll be up there earlier. We'll be up there from about 3 p.m. And our team will be there. Anybody in the Southland who want to have one-on-one conversations with myself or anybody in the team, come up to number 3, Sinanan Street, San Fernando. Join us for that this Saturday. Yeah? I want to thank Satish Ramsaran for putting the show together. I want to thank Christopher Boudram for taking the time to go through that hell again in his mind. I want to thank those of you who are viewing tonight and those of you who are going to reach out. All of these things matter. All of them matter. They matter. The little things, the big things. We have to fix all of it. We have to treat, Christopher said it, we have to treat one another like brother and sister. It can't be Indian and African and Syrian and Chinese and white and brown and green and Douglas and red man. All this foolish talk. Too much dividers. We need some uniters. The things that must unite us is our common struggle. People in this country are struggling, even if you're too proud to admit it. We must stand together. It is time. We must fix all of it. All that is required for evil men to prosper is that good men do nothing. We must make that a lie. And we must stand up for those men who lost their lives in that pipe and barrier. We must stand up for our country. We are not playing any more audio clips at the start or at the end of these shows because Facebook gone mad with the copyright nonsense when it comes to our pages. So we can't take the risks. So we apologize for the lack of the little bit of entertainment that they lead in and then they lead out. We will continue to move in the direction we're allowed to move until we are in charge of the direction. Until tomorrow, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.